Hello my lovely viewers, welcome again to Mathematics and I. It is your regular presenter Jeff Nino, and today on the board we shall be seeing how we can solve problems on partial fractions. Now most times in our examination condition we come across problems that are under partial fractions. So today you shall learn how you can resolve problems on partial fractions. Now if you know this is your first time on joining our channel, you are welcome. But please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to share our videos. Now before I will solve the problem we have on the board, what do you understand by the word partial fraction? From the word parts, it means not a whole. A partial fraction is the fraction that is used to decompose a rational expression. Now, what we have here is a rational expression. Now, this rational expression can be represented in parts. These parts are referred to as what? Partial fraction. So we shall be seeing how we can do that using this question. So sit back and relax. Now, if you take a look at this question, I have an algebraic expression, but what I have down is a quadratic expression at the denominator. So for me to be able to represent this, this whole fraction in parts, I have to know the factors of the denominator. And how can I solve for the factors of the denominator? Is by solving quadratically. So let us solve 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Now, 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. This is a quadratic expression, not a quadratic equation. Because the difference between a quadratic expression and a quadratic equation is the presence of an equality sign. When an equality sign is present, it becomes an equation. But when there's an absence of an equality sign, it is what? An expression. Now, in this case, A is 2, B is minus 5, and C is minus 3. Remember in our previous video we said, when A has a number greater than 1, what do? Multiply your C with the number. So 2 times minus 3 will give us minus 6. So what does that mean? It means we are multiplying together. We think of two numbers that when we multiply, we get minus 6. And when we add, we'll get minus 5. And I bet the two numbers are minus 6 and 1. Because minus 6 times 1 will give us minus 6. And minus 6 plus 1 will give us minus 5, which is our P. So automatically, these two numbers which we have thought about, we will use to replace the middle number. Alright, so let's go now. Writing this again, we now have 2x squared. Now, instead of writing minus 5x, what will I write now? Minus 6x. And what do I have here? Plus x. Okay. Now, followed by what? Minus 3. Now, we no longer make use of minus 6. We only make use of minus 6 when we think of the two numbers. Now, let us proceed. Now, if you take a look at this first two, this expression, you will notice that they have 2 and x in common. Because 2 is a factor of 2 and 2 is a factor of 6. So they have 2x in common. So you open your bracket. Now, when 2 cancel out 2 and x cancel out x squared, I will get x. Minus, when 2 cancels 6, I will have 3. When x cancels x, there is no more x. So it means if I should what? Factorize 2x squared minus 6x, I will get 2x into the bracket of x minus 3. Now, let's do the next one. I have a positive sign. Now, what does x minus 3 have in common? They have nothing. Now, when they have nothing, they have something. And what is that thing? They have 1. They have 1 in common. 1 is a factor to what? Any number. So I'll bring out my 1, and then I'll open the bracket. 1 into x minus 3 also gives us what? X minus 3. Are we there? So automatically, I told you that when you factorize, what you have in the bracket must be the same. And it's automatically, this is x minus 3 and this is x minus 3. They are all the same. So next, what you have outside the bracket, which is 2x plus 1, give it in the bracket, 2x plus 1, and then pick one of what? The x minus 3. So these are the factors of 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. So now that we have gotten the factors, what are we going to do? We can now what? Now represent this expression, this rational expression in parts. So let's go. Here becomes 3x plus 5 over 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 will now be, watch, 3x plus 5. Now, instead of writing this, I will now write the factors. What are the factors now? 2x plus 1 and what? X minus 3. Okay, are you with me now? Are you with me now? Now, these are the factors. Now, representing it in partial fractions, it becomes, you can choose any variable. You can choose to use x and y, you can choose to use a and b, p and q, but I want to use a and b in this case. So here it becomes a over, what is the first factor now? 2x plus 1 plus b over, what is my next factor now? X minus 3. This is a rational expression. And this too is the what? The partial fractions. You can see they are in parts. But this partial fraction is not complete because A and B are what? Values, not variables. So right now, we are going to solve for the values of A and the value of what? B. Now, how can we do that? There is one. Now, if we want to solve for the value of A, this is what we're going to do. A into the bracket of x minus 3 plus b into the bracket of 2x plus 1 equal to, what do we have as our numerator? 3x plus 5. Now, if we want to get A, it means we will eliminate B. What does that mean? It means we'll make everything here become 0. And if we want to get B, it means we'll make everything here become 0. Now, first we want to get A. Now, for us to get A, our aim is to make this mass here, everything of B becomes 0. So you start thinking, now, I have 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1. Now, the next question you will ask yourself now, what will I put as the value of x? What will I put as the value of x? Such that if you solve with this mass, everything here will be 0. So the value of x that will make this function here be 0 is minus 1 over 2. Is minus 1 over 2. How? Let us see. If I have 2x plus 1 and I said x is minus 1 over 2, it means I have 2 into bracket minus 1 over 2 plus 1. Okay, now if 2 should cancel out 2, what do I have left? Minus 1 plus 1. And minus 1 plus 1 will give us what? 0. So it means for b to be 0, it means x will be what? Minus 1 over 2. So I would say when x equal to minus 1 over 2. So I will come back here. Anywhere I see x, I will give minus 1 over 2. So here becomes A into the bracket of minus 1 over 2 minus 3, okay, plus b into the bracket of 2 bracket minus 1 over 2 plus 1 equal to 3 into bracket minus 1 over 2 plus 5. Okay, now let us see this now. If you base here over 1, A becomes, the LCM of 2 and 1 gives us 2. Okay, now 2 into 2 is 1. 1 times minus 1 gives us minus 1. Minus 1 into 2 is 2. 2 times 3 gives us 6. Plus, here, B into bracket, 2 times minus 1 divided by 2 will give us minus 1 plus 1. Okay, equal to, now, 3 times minus 1 gives us minus 3 over 2 plus 5. Alright, now without wasting time, let us clean. Now here becomes A into bracket, A into bracket, minus 1 minus 6 gives us minus 7 over 2, okay, plus, now we just said minus 1 plus 1 is what? 0. So what do I have? B into bracket 0 equal to, if I should base 5 over 1, I will look for the what? The LCM. Now the LCM again of 2 and 1 gives us 2. Now 2 into 2 is 1, and 1 times minus 3 gives us minus 3, plus 1 into 2 is 2, and 2 times 5 gives us what? 10. So automatically what do I have? A times minus 7 gives us minus 7a over 2. Now b times 0 is 0, so this also equals 0, equal to minus 3 plus 10. Minus 3 means you owe 3, and plus 10 means you have 10. Now when you pay the 3, what do you have first? We have 7. So here becomes what? 7 over 2. Now for us to get a, finally you see our b is out. Our b is 0. So we have just 3. Now for us to get a, we are going to cross multiply. Are we there? Now minus 7a times 2 gives us minus 14a. And 2 times 7 gives us what? 14. So for us to get the value of a, I have to divide both sides by minus 14. So if minus 40 cancel out minus 40, what do I have? A is equal to 14 divided by minus 14 will give us 1. So it means A is 1. A is what? Minus 1. Okay, now that I've gotten A, what's the next thing we're going to solve for now? For B. Okay, for B. Now to solve for B, again, I told you to solve for B, I have to make sure everything A carries is 0. And for A to be 0, it means X here will be 3. Because 3 minus 3 gives us what? 0. So I will write when X equals to 3. So I will come again here, it becomes A into bracket 3 minus 3 plus, what do I have now? B into bracket 2 bracket 3, because X now is 3, plus 1 equal to 3 into bracket 3 plus 5. Alright, now let's proceed now. Now 3 minus 3 is 0. So here becomes A into bracket 0 plus B into bracket 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 equal to 3 times 3 is 9 plus 5. Now, A times 0 is 0, so A is out. So what do I have left? B. So what do I have now? 6 plus 1. So here becomes B into bracket 7, because 6 plus 1 is 7, is equal to 9 plus 5 will give us 14. Now, if we should open the bracket, we are going to get this. B times 7 gives us 7b is equal to 14. So what are we looking for, class? We are looking for B. Now to get B, we have to divide both sides by 7. Plus, if we divide both sides by 7, B is equal to 2. So therefore, if we should resolve this rational expression into partial fractions, this is what we are going to get. Our A now is, where is A? Minus 1. And our B is what? 2. So this becomes a what? The partial fraction of this rational expression. So you see, these were the steps that we followed. First, we solved with the what? The quadratic expression to get the factors, and then we did this, and then yes. This was how we got the what? Answer. So if you are solving problems under partial fraction, this is exactly how you should go about it. So I believe you have learned something new today. If you know this is your first time of joining us, please don't forget to hit your subscribe button, and also don't forget to share this video and other of our videos, so that yes, we can spread mathematics to the world, so that people will understand that maths is not as difficult as they think. Till we meet again in our next class. Thank you for watching.